depending on the situation of the game. So the first ball of this WNCL match, Furling to Mooney, and correctly forward in defence. But beautiful seeing conditions today, Nicky. Not a cloud in the sky. Rafferty to the right-handed this time, and that movie away. Nick to first slip and dropped. And that's going to go careering down towards the boundary. This one wide outside off stump, and I spoke too soon. As a beautiful square drive.
So far. That one's wide and punched through the cover. In the field. As that one's played through the cover region. Found the gap this time. We said it was only a matter of time before Beth Mooney.
No shortage of excitement.
This one's short and punched through mid-wicket. There's no fielder deep out there for Paparo.
It's a long off. Comes down the wicket, beaten and stumped. Excellent piece of keeping from Lugg, and that brings about the first wicket. Great flight from Porter to remove the dangerous Mooney. Plenty of flight on that one. Mooney again. Gets to it on the full. Slaps it over. A moment ago. As that's clipped just over mid-wicket. Katie Mack floated up this one, and Mooney finds the gap. Might even beat the fielder in the deep. A bit of work to do for Furling. Not going to get there.
No, quite where. And the wicket again lofts just over the head of Porter. Doesn't quite time it.
At the left front combinations as much as the fielders.
Oh, clip very fine from Dark here, and that's beaten Carter there at short fine leg. And continues. And square driven nicely through the gap. There's no one out there this time. Long chase for Sutcliffe. This again, well down leg side. Almost swept around and past Carter for 4. Got the middle of the bat there, Maddie Dark. She waits again for Leeson. Oh, lovely dab, late cut down towards the third boundary this time. Long chase for Elisa Bates.
She's 100 on the board. As that's a little fine tickle on that, and Carmichael has to go. And she advances to this one, punches it through the offside, finds the gap. Don't know if it'll reach the boundary, bit of work to do out there, so I'll get at least 2, and it will go for 4. And cover. And she'll clip it down to deep square leg, and that'll be it for Beth Mooney. Her first century as a member of Western Australia.
All the time.
Some wide outside off stump. Powerful cut from Edgar. Beautiful shot. Races to the boundary rope. This one full again and punches it high, straight and long. Next ball tries the lap, reverse lap, and just wide of the third fielder, which was in the ring, but beautifully executed from Mooney. And she bowls right out there, and it just escapes Whitman, goes underneath her hand. Comes down the pitch again and drives and past cover and past mid off. Brilliant placement from Beth Mooney down to the boundary for 4. Get this one. She comes down the pitch and lofts it over the cover fielder all the way out to the boundary again. Brilliant placement. Bowled. Lovely Yorker from Sutcliffe. Right under the bat of Edgar. This ball outside of stump, clubbed away by King just over the head of Furling, and that'll be 4 runs. Very effective shot there from King.
Both straight fielders are in the deep. As King advances, big edge, 4 runs. Vacant slip cordon region. Let's see where she puts it here to King. It's full, and King hits that straight to cover. So an easy catch, and the wicket of King. It's mainly thanks to Mooney, who scoops this one into the gap. Will get 2 out of that. Didn't get all of it, so that'll be 150 for Beth Mooney. What an excellent innings. A history-making innings for Western Australia. Absolutely. Last ball off the WA innings. Sutcliffe fallen on the stumps and sliced out to backward point. Gets the single, ends the innings 151 not out. Beth Mooney. And Western Australia, a huge total that they have set. Short and wide and just out of the reach of Karis Becker at point.
Seems about 100 short.
Absolutely. As that's edged and core, no, dropped. Mooney had one dropped as well. That one's wide, slashed away over cover, point for 4. Despite the sunny weather, as Mack finds the gap on the offside today. As that's short, and Mack gets underneath that one and pulls it away. Not perfectly timed, but there'll be enough on it to go to the boundary. Bit of width offered. That one's a bit straighter edge and between first and second slip.
Mooney. Terry Bowles cut confidently by Mack. Beautiful shot all the way along the ground. Wiley Bowles cut powerfully by Mack, and underneath the fielder there at cover, Carmichael he was run out. So it Carter cuts nicely into the gap. There's a long chase here for Carmichael, but she won't reach that. Next ball, better length, but a lovely drive wide of mid-off. Superb cover drive there from Katie Mack. Wide, and decides to follow through and loft it over cover here for 4 more. Well, makes room for herself this time. Carter lofts towards mid-off and caught by Peschel. Mack pulls it high. There's no fielder out there. Lovely slog sweep there from Katie Mack. Through to the boundary for 4.
Stuck at one end against the bowler of Alana King's qualities. That one sneaks through, and that's the end of Katie Mack. There's King full, and that's through the gap. That's an excellent shot from Porter. That'll go all the way to the boundary for 4. Full and Lug again. That's a lovely piece of timing from Matilda Lug.
Young talent.
As they'll go for a quick single here. Sets off, and that's out. Direct hit. And that'll be the end of Matilda Lug. Excellent piece of fielding.
Floats this one up. Leeson goes aerial this time over the top of King. And she's racing out towards the rope, but she won't reach it. Sometime this over, Porter. And bowled! Just spinning back between bat and pad for Olivia Porter. Oh, there's a beautiful off drive. Gosh, nice big backlift and just playing through the line. Tremendous off drive.
There wasn't a lot of rotation of the strike. It was 4 or 0. As speaking of 4, yeah, 4th over. Went for 7s. That one sky top edge. Mooney might get there. She's underneath it and makes it. So there's the wicket for Tennille Peschel, and just that they're both small in stature.
No.
As that's over pitched from Peschel, and it beats the field. Great shot. See what the comeback's like from Peschel here. Short, and that's miscued. Pull shot. Paparo underneath it. Should take it and does. Peschel will feel like she's probably bought a wicket there a little bit. A miscued pull shot. As Leeson dances down the wicket at Mills. It's high in the air. This should be caught at mid-off. And is.
Unconvincingly, but still swallowed.
Into the over. Bates again. Smashes that one down the ground, and that's out. That's so unfortunate. All batters have got off the mark so far, and that's well struck down the ground from Bates. No point running for that. That's without question.
That's why we're up here.
As that is well bowled by King. That might be the ball of the day, going through the gate there on. Within the last 10 runs, 4 for 10. They've lost that one, sliced in the air just wide of Beckett at backward point.
The WA openers.
That one's floated up, and Yates gets most of that. Not perfectly timed, but enough to get it over the top. And
Western Australia is just seeking this last wicket. And a nice square drive, this time from Sutcliffe. Straight off the middle of the bat, and that's gone nicely out to the boundary for 4. Swings it high as a top edge, straight out to square leg. An easy catch taken by Wiley. And that's the end of the game. Well-deserved wicket there for Amy Edgar. And Georgia Wiley just had to wait for that one to land in the old clutches.